Welcome to another episode, Focus in Finance. My name is Shirley Luu. I am your host for the day. You know, June is a wonderful month because, now you've got family going on vacation, kids, a lot of kids are beginning to get out of school, and it depends what region you are, you're able to enjoy the family doing the fun things that you needed to do. And one of the things I wanted to remind family, just be cautious, going out there swimming, looking out, the kids wandering off and do all these fun things, but also just be extra careful. Now, what I want to talk about is family. We love our family, we love our kids, we love the kind of things we do for the family. You as a parent are a protector of your family. And when you come to protecting the family, these are the things I kind of want to raise awareness that you may or may not be doing already. It's unbelievable that I find millions and millions and millions of Americans out there are able to go out there, go to work, create an income for the family. And family depend on that. I'm going to tell you a story of this one family. I was at an event, and at this event I was speaking, and there was also another executive that was there. He was also one of the speakers. And of course, naturally, after we finished speaking, his wife came up to me and she said, "I heard you speak," and she said, "It did not hit me until you spoke." So here's a story, a true story. The gentleman who spoke before me is an executive of a well-prestigious firm. He's been there like almost 20 years. Now that's a long, long time. And she happens to be a housewife. And she said, "I can't go to work, I'm a housewife, because what I needed was, I have 5 kids. 5 kids, let me repeat. The oldest is about 11 years old, and the rest, they're going all the way down to a 2-year-old, and one of them happened to be autistic, which means," she said, "I stay at home mom because I am there to take care of the kids." Having 5 kids, between taking them to soccer and sport and daycare and caring a special need child, it requires a lot of time, effort, and money. So rather than paying daycare to take care of all this, she made a decision to stay home to care of the family. Now, that's admirable. And she said, "But you said something that hit me to the core." And I said, "What is that?" She said, "Did you know, I asked my husband, and all along he told me, 'Don't worry, I've got you taken care of and the kids.'" And what he got her taken care of, you're not going to believe this. He goes to work and his company offered term insurance, and he has a $600,000 term insurance through work. He told her, "If anything ever happened to me, you are covered." And she's thinking in her mind, $600,000, that's pretty decent amount of money, right? To taking care of someone if something would happen to them. But what she didn't know was, one day, he is no longer to be employed there. He's going to retire. He's could find a better job, he'll get older, and he'll do all the different things. And do you know what happened to that term insurance through work? It will go away. So, what does that mean? If anything happens to him, she and the entire kids are vulnerable right now with no protection at all. Now, let's say that even if he stayed at work, and even if he goes into old age where he turns 70, the problem is that term insurance, that $600,000 term, the cost is going to go up to probably about, my guess, about $1,000 a month, which I don't think many families can afford, guys. I mean, think about it. If you have to pay $1,000 a month for cost of insurance to have your family cover $600,000, and by the way, I'm being very conservative. Did you hear what I just said? Who can afford that? Why do you think there's so many people out there cannot leave a legacy and cannot protect the family? Through that education alone, that she sat there and her husband came up to me afterward. He said, "You know what? I never thought of that way. I have always thought that, well, it's covered, Yes, it is covered while you're employed." But then I took it one step further. I said, you know what? It's not just about death. Let's say your husband happens to go to work and some bad driver hit him and he's hurt severely. He no longer go to work and he lost of income. What happened next? You have one income earner and the man is hurt. Or he could go snowboarding, skydiving, and do whatever it is, or, kind of things, and, and things happen. Things happen to the best of us even though we don't expect it, okay? What happened then? If there's no income coming in, you've got 5 kids, what have you get hurt, get sick, any of those things? What does it cover? I know, you tell me health insurance. No, guys. Health insurance covered for you health if you go to the doctor and nursery. And by the way, speaking of health insurance, look what's happening right now. The health insurance cost is costing outrageous amount. Most of you that are listening in right now don't have health insurance because the price is outrageous. I don't know about you. I pay about $2,000 a month for my health insurance. That's $24,000 a year. How many guys could afford health insurance for $24,000 a year? Not many. And for those of you who's fortunate enough working for a company, you're still paying an arm and a leg for that health insurance. And what do you think is going to happen when you retire? Or when you leave a job and you're near that? Okay. So even with health insurance, people say, well, the law says. And I said, okay, what does the law say? The law said if you get hurt, get sick and all that, and you go into a hospital, the hospital has to treat you no matter what. They cannot discriminate. They cannot decline your benefit if they're dying. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you the reality, okay? Are you ready for this? Yes, part of it's true, but not all. Yes, they will treat you during that time that you're severely hurt and all that because they have to, your life is in danger. But let me tell you, once you leave the hospital, the follow-up, all the other things that comes behind afterward, think about that. But let's say if you just happen to be, not because of an accident, you didn't go in there because of an accident or anything at all. You're just sick. You just got some kind of things that you don't know what's wrong with you, and and what if cancers develop and things like that? Where does that come from? And if you don't have health insurance, let me tell you, your family is about to file bankruptcy when that happens. Do you want that to happen? So back to this young man's story with his family. It was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call to him that say, wow, if I wanted my family to have coverage, to have these kind of things, I need to think of long-term. So long-term, well, what are some of the long-term solutions? It's not just about death, okay? It's about what if he retired one day, he's going to need that money to provide income for his family. Remember, she's not working. And all the kids are still young enough. Oh, that's not even talking about college education that's coming up, that's about to hit down the road. Imagine this. If he could have used that money, then instead of paying, for a term policy, create an account today where it can give you a stream of income down the road tax-free. What if I can give him that $600,000 for his family, no matter what age he grows old to be, up to 120 years old, that we can still give him that $600,000 worth of dignity for his family to take care of his loved one. Imagine that. Imagine this. Imagine for that young man that I can provide for him a stream of income tax-free, that if he no longer works, he's got a stream of income coming to him to take care of his family if he's unemployed, if he doesn't have a job, if he's retired, any of that. I think in this kind of world, it is so, so important to understand that. I'm passionate about utilizing life insurance as a vehicle because why? It gives tax free for the family. It gives you living benefits such as the heart attack, the stroke, the Alzheimer, the dementia, the chronic, the critical. Young people think they're invincible, but they're not invincible. You could drive the car, even you're the best driver there is, and some bad driver hits you, it's not even your fault. And you hurt severely, you can't move, can't eat, can't bathe. These are the things that could happen to the best of us. And the question is it protected? I believe at all ages, you should start saving. I tell young people all the time, save $1 a day, $3, $2. $1 a day is not going to kill you. $2 a day is not going to kill you either. But you know what? Some do, some don't. And for those of you guys who are young and happen to be listening in or not, I encourage that. So the wake-up call for this family was getting something permanent to have it so that he could leave a legacy, but more importantly, gives you a dignity in life where you can have a stream of income that you can count on, that you don't have to live. And by the way, did I tell you, this account has an opportunity for growth. Grow in the market, can make 5%, 6%, 7%, 8%, 9%. It's incredible of the opportunity. My last episode, I mentioned about one of my clients just made $83,000 interest. $83,000 worth of interest made last year from their product, the Index Universal Life that I talk about. Now, some of you sink that in for a minute. Imagine your 401k making $80-something thousand and it's taxable down the road and mine's tax-free. Let that sink in. Did you hear that? There are so much dynamic products out there, and you got thinking, oh my God, I got to invest $1 gazillion. No, you do not. There are so many vehicles available out there today that you can invest the minimum stuff and the power of compounded interest and the power of leverage where someone matched your money 3 times. Did you hear what I just said? How about this? On the next episode, I'm going to talk about the power of matching money 3 times that my client just made $87,000 in 1 year in interest when the market performs. And God forbid, the market didn't perform, it didn't make money, it didn't survive any of that stuff, and ability to protect all that money. I want to stand up and scream because I know a lot of parents out there, some are well off. Some of you guys are a doctor and dentist and things like that. And imagine if you have the power to change your family lives and help your kids even create an account that can change them forever. So with that, my name is Shirley Luu. You can always reach me or Google my name. It's Luu. My number is 703-608-03. My team and I are ready to help you out, and there are no charge for you to have a free consultation with us. So until next time, remember my saying, we rise by uplifting others.